Hey guys, Mrs. Shelton here. Wanted to walk you through how you are going to go about completing activity number one, Joe's situation. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to log on to your Google Classroom, and I want you to notice that there is an agenda for this week. It's very important that you look at the schedule for your particular track, whether you are a hybrid A student, hybrid B student, or virtual student only. For the purpose of this video, we are going to be looking at if you were a hybrid A student and the schedule that you would follow, okay? Because we are going to be beginning activity number one in this video. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to go to our 8th grade science website. When you go to our 8th grade science website, you are going to want to click on reproduction and find activity number one, Joe's situation. It's very important that you read the directions about the situation as well as the things to do. When you are ready to begin the actual activity, you will notice that following your schedule, you are going to need to complete activity one. So just simply hover over this gray arrow and access the menu. The activity itself will include dinner activities. And the first document I'm going to want you to open so that you have it prepared for Joe's activity is the one that says Activity 1, Joe's Situation Analysis. Go ahead and click that. And you'll notice at the top that there is some information that you are going to need to add to this document from Part A and Part B of the lab. So let's go ahead and let's access the lab. Well, let's go ahead and let's make a copy of this first. So you're going to go to File, Make a Copy. When you make a copy for my class, you're always going to simply delete the words copy of at the back or at the front and change that to your first and last name. So if this were mine, I would make it Katie Shelton, Shelton Activity 1. And I'd save it and hit OK. All right. Now what I want you to do is navigate back to your 8th grade science website. Okay. And you are going to go to the resources tab. In the resources tab, you are going to find the button to access labaids.com. And so we're going to click on LabAids. Now, if you remember, for LabAids, to log your username and login is going to be your Concord email address, and your username will be your student ID number minus the S. I have already logged on, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to navigate to the activity itself. You should have already done the introduction on Friday, so we're going to begin with activity number one. The first thing you need to do is to read the introduction to the activity. You are going to need to complete Part A. Okay, as I mentioned, when it tells you to record information, the information that you are going to record is going to be placed into your copy of the document. So for Part A, when it asks you to write sentences and summarize, this is where you are going to do so. I also want you to notice that you're going to prepare a list. And I'll ask you to do that in that same document. Okay. When you get to Part B, there is going to be a video that you are going to watch. I am going to actually link that video to the website where you can find this video to help you navigate through the activity itself. When you are finished with the activity, here is the email that the procedure speaks of that you're going to need. So again, I can't emphasize enough to you that you're going to follow the procedure in order. Begin with the reflection, go to Part B, work through each of the steps completely, okay, in order to complete the activity. I want you to notice that on the next page is the email that is going to be spoken of. And finally, then when you get finished with the activity, parts A and B, you will be responsible for answering those analysis questions that are listed here. As a reminder, you do need to respond to each question completely using complete sentences, and all responses must be recorded in blue. I cannot emphasize enough to you how very, 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 very important it is that you are reading and following the procedure. Okay. It's very self-explanatory. It tells you exactly what you need to do. Okay. Obviously, for those of you at home, you are not going to have a group to discuss. So you're just going to have to think about these things as they ask you to discuss. Okay. If you want to discuss them with a parent or a sibling, that's great. But please make sure that you are reading the procedure and that you are recording anything that it asks you to record. Okay. Right here. All right, I hope that this quick tutorial video gives you a little bit of more information about how to do activity 1, Joe's situation. Please note I am going to also be adding a link to the video that you will need for part B of the procedure. Hope you guys have a great day.